All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 45 of Ladies First. I'm your host, Amber Vickers, going on an hour early today. Adulting happens. Got a special guest. He's been on here before. I'll let him introduce himself. We're going to hop into some sponsors and we're going to get right into the show.
All right, as y'all know, I'm a pretty regular guest here at Ladies First. Name is Nick Andre. As you all know, basketball writer, analyst, covering everything from high school to the pros. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Nick Andre ATR. Also, make sure to follow me on. I just started this new app. It's called the Halftime app. Follow me there at Nick Andre ATR. So I mean, it's basically an app for like I guess everything sports related from basically all sports. So yeah, follow me there as well, and check out my link tree in my Twitter bio as well.
How I got hooked up with Linktree? This guy right here. Well, yeah, this guy right here, Nick, because I had so much stuff to put in my Twitter bio and I ran out of characters and I was like, and then Nick was like, get a Linktree. So check me out on Twitter at simplyme_AV. I have a Linktree. It's in the bio. Got some more stuff to add to it. All right, two sponsors I want to get into. MyBookie.ag. Now, guys are betting on Summer League. So baseball, NBA Summer League's going on right now. The WNBA is about to kick back off. The Commissioner's Cup is tonight. We're going to talk about that. Of course, the second half, the back half of the season. I can't really say the second. Well, I guess you could say the second half of the season's getting kick off. Technically, you can do some betting on mybookie.ag. Use the code USN100 to double your first deposit. If you have sore, achy muscles, if you've played basketball 3 or 4 days in a row, like this lady here, and she doesn't understand why, you can check out rxhemp.com and use the code rxhemp/USN to get 10% off your entire order. I've been eating my cream, my warm and cool CBD cream. I'm telling you, I've been rubbing it on. I've been feeling great. 33 is not 23, guys. I don't care what Jay-Z told you. 30 is just not, your body just not bounce back the same. So it's made with all natural products and they have celebrity believers. So check out rxhemp.com. Use the code rxhemp/USN to get 10% off of your entire order. Whew, this game tonight, Nick. Now, what I want to ask this question. It's on Amazon Prime. First of all, let me say this. It's on Amazon Prime only, but there's a code. I retweeted a code that you can start your free 30-day trial and watch the game. So if you want to start that free 30-day trial for Amazon to watch the game, you can do that and you get Amazon Prime free for 30 days. Order up a whole bunch of stuff and then you can cancel it, which is what most people do. It comes on 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific, and it's going to be played in Phoenix. So, Nick, what are your initial thoughts about each team?
Well, let me just say this. First of all, I'm disappointed in WNBA that this cannot be nationally televised, considering that it is the first ever Commissioner's Cup game. But hey, it is what it is. So, we're just going to keep it going after that. But for these two teams to kind of go at it so early, because in all honesty, like this is my WNBA finals picks, or as far as like for both teams making it in. So for them, honestly, for these two to be playing so early, even though it is just for a Commissioner's Cup, honestly, whoever takes this battle just might have an advantage and possibly keep the momentum going into the postseason. So Connecticut get off to a really great start. Jonquel Jones is front runner for MVP. For those who may not remember, considering that the W's been gone for like probably 3-4 weeks now. Jonquel Jones is the front runner for MVP, and then she's also joined by her teammates DeWanna Bonner, Brianna Jones, Jasmine Thomas, the rest of them. So Connecticut get off to a really hot start, but then also on the other side you got the defending champs. Obviously, Brianna Stewart is always going to be one of the top candidates for MVP, one of the top players in the WNBA. But then again, you also got firepower Sue Bird still in year like 18, 19, still playing at a very high level. Jewel Lloyd. And the rest of the Storm. So I'm not surprised if people do pick Seattle, considering that they are the defending champs. They have momentum rolling their way. They currently have the best record in the WNBA as of right now. But hey, honestly, you gotta kill on the other side of Jonquel Jones as well. So honestly, like it's hard for me to choose. Think about it, but I might have to pick Connecticut per se, just because. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Jonquel Jones is just going to have one of those games where, we're going to look back on it and be like, dang, like it's just like historic. But honestly, you never know. I think this would be a very fun, anticipating matchup, and we'll see who get the best of it.
It's gonna be fun. And guys, if you don't have Amazon, I retweeted it. So go to my Twitter. It won't take you long to scroll through because I haven't tweeted a lot lately. And I retweeted how you can get like the free trial, or you could just start your own free trial and you can watch the game. Have it for 30 days, order up a whole bunch of packages, get free 2-day shipping, free 1-day shipping, and you guys can cut Amazon Prime off. But it is so important that the WNBA has eyes on it. Now, we could say this is good timing, bad timing, right? With everything being pushed back, you got the NBA Summer League, which is on right now. I'm watching it. Mm-hmm. Little League World Series, which plays, I think, kind of around this time every year. So now we got the Commissioner's Cup, right? Smack dab in the middle of all of this. And of course, women's sports gets put on the back burner. We understand that. But everything being pushed back is kind of a bad timing thing. But I really, really, really like that the WNBA is doing this and they get to play for a cash prize. So if you win, you make some money. And then I wonder if they have that in WNBA contracts. If they win the WNBA finals, do they get a little bonus money? I wonder that.
They should. They honestly should, in my opinion.
Okay, I am interviewing in WNBA agent in September. Just like the cat out the bag. Ethan is going to bring someone on. So, Nick, you're welcome to that show in September.
I need to definitely get on. You have a specific date?
Not yet. I'll let you know. Let you know. So, because I want to know things like this. I want to know, like, what's involved in certain contracts and the things that she can't talk about. I want her to talk about because some things I just don't understand in WNBA contracts. I know they're different from other sports, but we need more eyes on women's sports, period. And when you put eyes on women's sports, they thrive. So here's my deal with Connecticut. Jonquel Jones, Tina Charles, they're, going at it for MVP. Of course, Connecticut has the better record. The Washington Mystics haven't been able to stay healthy, but Ella Delle Donne is practicing, so she might be able to come back when they start back the season again. I'm looking forward. Oh, my goodness. Guess who it is, Nick? It's Alex.
Oh, God, who we got?
It's Alex.
Hey, what up, Alex? What's good with you, Alex?
What's up, Alex? Thank you so much. Oh, Alex, we miss you. You've been going crazy in the chat. I bet you've been winning a lot of money in the Discord chat. But hey, Alex, we miss you so much. And
thank you, Alex.
Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Here's my deal. I don't think it's going to be Stewie or Jonquel Jones. They're going to get theirs, right? It's the others. So what can the others provide for Seattle? What can the others provide for Connecticut? DeWanna Bonner, I expect her to have a big game. I'm going to call it now. I expect DeWanna Bonner to have a big game.
Oh, definitely.
I expect for her to have a big game. Jewel Lloyd, I also expect to come up clutch. I don't know when she's going to do it, but she's been doing it all season. I expect for her to come up clutch as well. So now we got that out the way. We got our Brianna Stewarts. We got DeWanna Bonners. We have these players out the way. Nick, the main players, should I say, you call it the big three for Seattle and the big three for Connecticut. So the big three for Connecticut would be Brianna Jones, DeWanna Bonner, and Jonquel Jones. Mm-hmm. And then for Seattle, we have Sue Bird, Stewie, Brianna Stewart, guys, Achilles gang, stand up. Brianna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd, and Sue Bird. I wanted to sip champagne too. I tore my Achilles. I'm back hooping. So outside of those three, can you give me somebody that you feel like can impact the game in a big way?
If it's not one of those, obviously the top two leading candidates, Jonquel Jones and Brianna Stewart. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Jewel Lloyd. I feel like Jewel Lloyd, like she's shown so many times on occasions that she's built for these type of moments. I mean, I know this is not really like a playoff game per se, but I mean there is a little bit of something on the line, and both teams are definitely going to bring it, considering that this is the first WNBA game in at least a month or so. And we've seen Jewel Lloyd, from past years, saying, like, especially in the playoffs for Seattle, just really come up in big situations and really compliment Stewie, Sue Bird, and the rest of those guys. So I feel like, in this type of situation, like I said, even though it's not a playoff situation, like this game, in my opinion, will set the tone as far as how both teams will go into the playoffs. So definitely for Seattle, for a team that wants to repeat and they understand, like, how big this game can be. I feel like Jewel Loyd will probably be that one that will step up when needed to. Not saying that DeWanna Bonner can't, because everybody knows how I feel about DeWanna Bonner. She is a prolific scorer, but I just feel like Jewel Loyd is probably going to be that one. If it's not Stewie or Jonquel Jones that has a big game, it's going to be her.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you my two X factors, right? And they both come off the bench. For Seattle, I'm going to give you Epiphany Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Epiphany Prince, old school, been in the league for a while. I love her. I love the energy she brings as a guard off the bench for Seattle. We know what the big three are going to do, but I think Epiphany Prince, if she gives you double figures for Seattle, that is very good. Also, Natasha Heidemann, if she gets hot from three, look out off the bench. I really love her energy off the bench. She's really stepped up. And they traded Courtney Williams, right? Because Courtney Williams, it was Jonquel Jones, Courtney Williams, and Alyssa Thomas, right? Made that run to WNBA finals.
To the finals, yep.
You trade Courtney Williams and you're saying to yourself, okay, we know what Jasmine Thomas is going to bring, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about Heidemann? What can she bring? But she can stroke it. And once she gets hot, she's getting her shots now. And once she gets hot, I like her from three. So if Epiphany Prince or Heidemann gets double figures, that team will win. That's a bold prediction. I'm gonna make that bold prediction, Nick. We got a comment right here. Let's read what Alex said. Alex said, I finally have the hang of the MLB bets. Shout out to Nick for making me money with his WNBA picks.
Hey man, I need about 10% of that, Alex. You know what I'm saying? I need about 10%.
He needs commission.
Exactly.
he needs a little commission. But if one of those two players can give you double figures off the bench, I think that would be phenomenal. Now,
I'm trying to look up both teams' stats. I'm trying to find that right now.
All right. Now, down the stretch, who would be your go-to player down the stretch for Seattle, and who would be your go-to player down the stretch for Connecticut? Because I think it's going to come down to that.
Oh yeah,
so who would you have for each team?
I'm gonna say if it's not Stewie for Seattle, then I'm definitely gonna go Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones, or not Jonquel Jones, Jewel Loyd.
Okay.
Jewel Loyd definitely has shown to come through in clutch situations, as I keep saying over and over again. Like, she's shown that she's ready, that she's built for those big moments. So I feel like, whenever it comes to, if it does come down to a final shot, and obviously the attention will draw on Breanna Stewart when it comes down to that final position for Seattle. And I feel like Jewel Loyd would definitely be built for that moment. Now, as for Connecticut, I think you can. See, that's the thing, though, because here's the thing. Like, whenever it's down to a final possession, I mean, obviously the attention will draw on the best player on the team. So I'm sure Jonquel Jones will definitely see a lot of double, triple teams as they're trying to inbound the ball, if she's not inbounding the ball. So I'm trying to think. So could you possibly set up an easy shot for Breanna Jones on the inside? Could you possibly find an open perimeter shot for DeWanna Bonner? Could you, I don't know, possibly get somebody else involved? See, that's the thing, because I feel like Connecticut can go in many ways, because I feel like they have a lot of players who can possibly make that happen. So, I mean, it's kind of tough for me to actually pick, like, who on Connecticut. Obviously, DeWanna Bonner would possibly be, like, the next option outside of Jonquel Jones, but I feel like for Seattle, Jewel Loyd can definitely be that person to come through in the clutch. Because I want to say Jewel Loyd has also hit a game winner this year too. I think she did. She did. Yeah. So it obviously shows that she's not scared of those type of situations. She's built for those moments, and she's going to come through for her team.
Okay, here we go. Down the stretch for me, for Seattle is pretty obvious, right? No Quinn has those ladies humming. Mm-hmm. She took over for Dan Hughes. I watched No Quinn in UCLA, and I watched her play in WNBA, of course.
Yep.
She's going to, of course, draw up some for Stewie or Jewel Loyd, but don't be shocked if she draws up something for Sue Bird.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know people think Sue Bird's a setup guy and things like that, but she can hit some clutch
Yeah,
shots too.
she can knock down some shots, definitely.
She can knock down some jumpers too. So usually you want the ball in the best player's hands, handling it in clutch situations. And Seattle has 3 players that can do that. With Connecticut, they have 3 options as well, as you discussed. But what if, Nick, my X Factor, Natasha Heidemann, is in, right? She's in, and they drop a play for her.
I think that would be expected because all the attention will be on all of the other players. What do you think?
Yeah, and she can knock down shots too.
Mm-hmm.
So if she can knock down a shot, you got 3 other players who can knock down a shot. Also for Seattle, if Epiphany Prince is on the floor, they can draw something up for the veteran as well. There's so many different ways you can go. And that's why the game of basketball is so beautiful when you have a mix of vets that have been there before. You got the defending champs, and you got Connecticut has that chip on their shoulder. Been to the WNBA finals before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really a really good, well-coached team, very strong inside presence. So you've made your prediction, right? You think Connecticut is going to pull this one out. Give me a score prediction. What do you think the score would be?
I think it's going to be a really high-scoring game, honestly. Well, I wouldn't say too high scoring, but I think it'll be around the 80s. I'll say it'll be Connecticut 89, Seattle 86. It'd be 1 possession.
1 possession. Okay, give me. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go opposite of you. I'm just going to be devil's advocate. I'll take Seattle 85, Connecticut 83.
Okay.
All right. MVP.
If Jonquel Jones can give me 30 and 15, I'll go with that.
Okay. So Jonquel is your MVP. My MVP, I'm going to go. Should I go Stewie? She won Finals MVP last year. I'm going to go Stewie. Achilles gang, stand up. I'm going to go Stewie. I go Stewie for my MVP, but I would not be shocked if Jewel Lloyd got it. I just wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be shocked if she got it. But those are our picks. Like, Nick is going to pick Connecticut. I'm going to pick Seattle. We can't always pick the same teams, guys. It's going to be a great game. You can't go wrong either way. What's the Vegas odds on it? I didn't see it on ESPN.
I don't think I saw it either.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. What is going on, people? Take a deep breath, Amber. Take a deep breath. They might have it on mybookie.ag. Let's look and see if they do, Nick. They should have it on here on the sports book. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we're going to see what the odds are.
By the way,
go ahead, Nick.
By the way, while we're waiting, I just want to say shout out to my girl Asia Wilson for dominating at the Olympics.
Man,
oh my God. I keep telling people, man, I think people really sleep on Asia Wilson. I don't think people understand how good she really is and how gifted she really is offensively. And she showed a lot of that in the Olympics. And also shout out to Brittany Griner as well, because Brittany Griner did play well. Obviously Stewie and the rest of that team. So I'm happy for the women to be able to bring that go home. And also the men as well. Shout out to the men.
Yeah, the men weren't looking good at first, but then they got it together.
Yeah, definitely.
They got it together because people were looking at the men like, oh my goodness. And then they got it together at the right time. So
yes.
Men's and women's 1 goal in the 3-on-3. They don't have it on here. They don't have it on here, Nick.
Ah, geez, what's wrong with y'all, man? Is nobody
I don't you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. So they don't have the money line. So we have no clue what the money line is for the Commissioner's Cup. We just don't know. It's not on my bookie. It might be on FanDuel. I'm not sure. I don't have FanDuel. So you bettors out there, we're sorry. Nick and I can't make you any money today. But that's how we feel about the Commissioner's Cup. Now let's take a little shift here. Now we know the back half of the season is coming up. And we know the top teams, right? We know the top teams. The top 8 teams go to the WNBA playoffs, if you guys do not know. WNBA playoff format is a little different. I think last season, don't the top 2 teams get like a double bye or a bye?
I think so. And I think like the next 2 teams, like the 3rd and 4th or something like that.
Single bye?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the playoffs is a little different in WNBA, okay? It's a little different. So we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at the standings, Nick, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna start from the bottom, which is Indiana. And you're gonna tell me if they can make a playoff push or not. All right, Nick, can you see that?
Yep,
Okay,
I
hold
got
on.
you.
Okay, let me maximize it. Okay. Who can make a playoff push? I'm gonna start with Indiana. They're the one of the hottest teams in the W right now. 3 in a row after they've been one of the coldest teams in the W. Can Indiana make a playoff push?
I don't see it happening, to be honest. I mean, like you said, Indiana did start to play well, going into that Olympic break, but I don't know. I mean, Indiana's still a young team, so they have a lot of years to grow and a lot of years to continue to develop. But as far as this year, I doubt it.
I don't see it happening either, Nick. All right, next. Number 11, the Atlanta Dream. Oh, this is it's a tough one for me, Nick. You go ahead and go first. It's so tough.
I definitely don't see it either, and it's really disappointing because I really love Atlanta. Like I really love everything that they have as far as how the roster is built. But they've had so many issues chemistry wise on and off the floor. I don't even know if Kennedy Carter is even going to come back this year. So if that's the case, I don't see it happening either. But I don't know. There might be something in store for them next year.
This is tough for me because on the show last week, I said I wanted Atlanta to make a push, and I expect them to make a push. Kennedy Carter situation is still in it. Is she practicing? Because I know the teams are back practicing. Is she even practicing? Have you seen anything about her practicing? I haven't.
I mean, like honestly, the last time I heard anything was like before the Olympic break. They said that she was suspended, and I don't even know if they gave her like a timetable for like when she could come back. To be honest.
And we know that they have a new head coach now. So the interim coach stepped down, and they now have a new head coach. I love Courtney Williams. I love her to death, and that's why I want to see this team in the playoffs because she brought the for Connecticut in the playoffs. You know what I mean? When she played for Connecticut's son. So disappointing. I know Tiffany Hayes is coming back. She says she's back practicing. I'm not sure if she's back doing 5-on-5 yet though, but I know she's back working and getting that knee back right. So for Atlanta, that's tough for me, but I'm going to say no. All right. Los Angeles Sparks. Gumla K's are back. So
okay, they're back. If they are back, then I'm going to say that they can because honestly, their presence has been missed tremendously. I don't know, like the Sparks for me, like they have a lot of talent in Russell. Obviously, Erica Wheeler, Taya Cooper, Amanda Zowie B, the rest of that team, Chrissy Tolliver as well. So I think with the Ogwumike sisters coming back, if they are fully healthy, which I expect them to be, considering that they wanted to play in the Olympics, and then we obviously know what happened after that. So now they have a lot of rest coming in. What is their record? They are 6-13. So they're about, I think, like 2.5 games behind Dallas per se and everything. So depending on how everything works out for them, I think that they possibly can, but I think the no will outweigh the yes, but I will give them a chance to actually make a playoff push.
Okay, and these teams, Nick, these bottom teams, we're going to look at their schedules too. We're going to look at their schedules just a little bit.
Definitely.
All right, number 9, the Dallas Wings. I don't understand the non-playing of the rookies, but hey, I'm not Vicky Johnson. I don't understand. I'm not Vicky Johnson. Okay, I'm claiming here right now, ladies first. I am not the head coach. So, what are you thinking about the Dallas Wings?
When you have a great scorer like Marika Igumawale, I think anything's possible. But I'm on the same page as you. I don't understand it. I've been on Twitter just explaining I don't understand why Charlotte Collier is not getting. But the thing about it is that Charlotte Collier is actually starting, but she's only averaging 8 or 9 minutes a game, which doesn't make sense to me. And then also Awak Queer, who is also not getting the opportunity as well. So I mean, like I said, I don't know what Vicky Johnson doing. I don't know if she wants to continue to work with these girls and possibly give them an opportunity coming next season. But I feel like if you have a number 1 overall pick on your team, obviously somebody who dominated last year in the NCAA, I feel like she should definitely get more playing time than she did. But I definitely think that with the combination of Gubawale, Satu Sabali, Alicia Gray, and the rest of the Dallas team, I definitely think that they have a shot to make a push for the playoffs.
I do too. I think they have a shot. I mean, they're right there. They're half a game behind the Washington Mystics. Washington Mystics is going to be very interesting if they get healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I love Alicia Gray. I do.
Yes.
Shout out to her for winning a 3-on-3 gold medal.
Yep, I was about to say that. Yep.
I love her game. Loved it in South Carolina. Love it in the WNBA. I think they can make a push. I think it's going to be tough, but I think they can do it. Let's talk about this next team. If they were healthy, they would be a top 4 or 5, I think, in the W.
Yes.
Tina Charles, MVP candidate. Natasha Cloud, hopefully she's healthy. She's coming back. I love Ariel Atkins. She's probably one of my candidates for most improved. She's on the Olympic squad. She got a gold medal. Odell Down is practicing now. So, hey, you never know. Can Washington possibly, can they hold on to the 8th seed and can they kind of, move up a little bit? Is that possible for Washington if they're healthy?
I think it's possible. And let me just say this, depending on what version of Elena Delle Donne that we get, because if she comes out the gates, I'm not going to say like dominate, but if she contributes at a very high level, then you can book that the Misties will make the playoffs. But if she doesn't come back, like, the Elena Delle Donne that we're used to seeing, then I think the Misties are not safe per se. I mean, I understand Tina Charles is an MVP candidate. They do have Ariel Atkins, Maisha Hines, the rest of that team. But then again, I mean, they do have Dallas right on their trail. I know they have the Sparks as well, and then also Phoenix is right there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely not safe in my opinion. But I do feel like if they come together and play well, they could definitely be able to make the playoffs.
Okay, I'm with you. If they can stay healthy, I think they can move up a little bit. Now we're going to talk about one more team because I think personally, Nick, tell me if I'm wrong. I think those top 6 teams are safe.
Definitely, yes.
I think there's going to be some shuffling.
Maybe the Liberty.
Uh-oh.
What do you think about the Liberty?
Okay.
I don't know because I mean, right now they're 10-11, so obviously I don't think they're safe either per se.
Okay.
In my opinion, Chicago's safe even though they are at 10-10.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they're safe, but I think the Liberty. Actually, no. I'm going to say the same. I don't think anybody will possibly take that 6 seed away from them, and if they do, I feel like they'll possibly slide to the 7th spot. So I don't see them missing the playoffs. I'll take that back.
Okay, so Phoenix. We're going to talk about Phoenix, and then we're going to look at the Liberty, the Mercury, the Mystics. We're going to look at everybody's schedule, but Atlanta and Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Phoenix?
They should be better than what they are, to be honest.
Man.
And I mean, I know Diana Taurasi was injured for like the first part of the season, but Skylar Diggins-Smith is having a very underrated season, if you ask me. Like I've been on record saying it. So for some reason, nobody wanted to pay attention to me until the All-Star game of the Olympics. I've been telling everybody for a while that Skylar Diggins-Smith has had a very underrated season. And also Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner has also played very underrated this past year. And I have been highly critical of Brittany Griner over the past few years just because I felt like she could produce at a much higher level, and she has been doing it. She has been doing that throughout this year for the Mercury, and also coming off of a 30-point game in the Olympics. So if she can continue that momentum and keep it going, because obviously the Mercury want to get into the playoffs. Skylar Diggins-Smith wants to get into the playoffs. Brittany Griner wants to get into the playoffs. Diana Taurasi wants to get into the playoffs. So if those three can come together, set the tone for the rest of the team, and they follow, I definitely feel like the Mercury would definitely have a shot at making the playoffs.
Okay. Skylar Diggins, a left-handed assassin. She is a gritty dog, man. She will talk trash to you. She does not care. I love her. I love her to Notre Dame. I love Skylar Diggins-Smith to death.
Yes, sir. Cam Thomas. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cam just hit a shot.
Cam just hit a 3 to tie the game.
We love Cam. If you don't know, if you didn't watch our preview, he almost hit that one. Jello hit a shot at the end of the half too.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, guys, we're multitasking here. We're multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Phoenix Mercury, look at their roster, you say, okay, they're 7, not bad. Should they be better than the Liberty? Probably. The Liberty got off to that hot start, right? They got off to that hot start. Minnesota's had that makeshift lineup. They've made it happen. We didn't expect Chicago to be this slow, but injuries happen. Those top 3 teams, we expected. Then you look at the Phoenix Mercury, DT in and out the lineup with the injury. I think she's going to be fully healthy in the season. Hopefully can make that push with Griner and Skylar Diggins-Smith. I say they stay in the playoffs. I say they stay in.
Yes.
Because I trust DT and Skylar Diggins-Smith and Brittany Griner. I trust those three players. Kia Nurse has played very well for them as well.
Yep.
So now we're going to shift to the New York Liberty. How are you feeling? Can Sabrina stay healthy, man?
That is true. Can Sabrina stay healthy? And can the rest of the team just continue that momentum? Because I mean, even though Sabrina has been in and out of the lineup and she's definitely had her struggles throughout this year, they've gotten great productions from Sammy Whitcomb. What's the rookie's name? God, it doesn't come to my mind. Michaela
Onye-Nwede. Yes.
Benija Laney. I don't know if a person could get 2 Most Improved Player awards, but if you ask me, that could possibly happen. But then again, you never know. But obviously, Benija Laney has been practically leading the way throughout this year for the Liberty. It's tough. I mean, with them sitting at 10 and 11, and then they have Phoenix like right on the back of the trail. I mean, it's kind of like I said earlier. I think that if they do fall, I don't think that they'll fall anywhere further past 7. But I'll have to look at the schedule to like really get like a clear understanding of like what can be the outcome.
Okay, let's look at the schedule, Nick. We got about 10 minutes left on the show. Let's look at the schedule. We probably won't get to the summer league stuff, guys. This is ladies first. It's ladies first, so we probably won't get to that. But Nick and I are watching that, by the way. And if you haven't noticed, Cam Thomas is our guy. Dayron Sharp has been playing well as well.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, New York. Here is their schedule. Oh, they give me all these options on here. Okay, just give me the schedule. Can I just? There we go. All right. Okay. Is everything coming up, Nick?
Yeah, it's coming together. Yep, I see it.
Okay. So they're going to start on August 15th. Okay. So here's their schedule. Let's look and see how many playoff teams they got. Minnesota, Seattle. Phoenix, Minnesota, Seattle. Dallas a playoff team? Are they 8 or 9?
They're 9.
Okay, never mind. Connecticut, Washington.
Oh, it's looking tough for them. It's looking tough.
The only playoff teams they don't have on their schedule is Dallas and the Sparks, and they only play them once apiece. So you got Seattle 3 times. You got Minnesota twice. You got Connecticut once. You got Phoenix twice. And then you got Washington. This is a very tough schedule, Nick. Boy.
It'll be tough. It'll definitely be tough. They got Seattle back to back. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's tough because yes, I'll admit their schedule is very tough. They might actually have one of the toughest schedules going for the rest of the season, to be honest. But I don't know. I mean, I think it really depends on how the rest of the other team's schedule looks as well. So if their schedule is just as tough or even tougher, then they might be safe. Okay, that's a tough schedule. So now we know what their schedule looks like, right? Yes, and also let me just say this for those who follow the WNBA. August 25th, we got the Liberty and the Mercury. If you guys don't remember, probably like a month ago, it was Skylar Diggins-Smith and somebody else having like a little Twitter war or something like that. So yes. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that game. I know I am. Cam Thomas just hit the game winner, and now he's getting interviewed by Monica McNutt. Shout out to you, Cam Thomas. All right, let's look at their schedule. Let's look at. All right, let me share the screen. Now we're going to look at Phoenix's schedule, right? I'm going to take a look at Phoenix's schedule, and we're going to see what they have. Let's go back up to the 15th. All right. So they got Atlanta and Indiana, Washington, Atlanta again, New York, of course. That's their back-to-back. Chicago and Indiana, and Atlanta, Connecticut, Seattle, Vegas. That schedule is favorable.
Very favorable.
It gets tough towards the last 3 games, considering that they're playing the top 3 teams in the W. But this, I think they definitely can make something happen. Because I think they beat. Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing about Phoenix is that they're so inconsistent defensively. It's just that you just have no idea what you're going to get out of them. But if they come together, I think they could beat Atlanta. They could definitely beat Indiana. I think Washington will be a tough matchup.
Mm-hmm.
New York will obviously be a tough matchup. Chicago will be a tough matchup as well. But I feel like if they can come together and really play hard for 40 minutes, I think that they can definitely make it happen. So, in my opinion, Phoenix is definitely safe. I don't know if they get the 6th seed, but I know for a fact that they're definitely in that top 8. They're definitely in that top 8.
Bold prediction. I think they jump into that 6th seed with their favorable schedule.
Okay.
I think their schedule is just so favorable.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to look at.
Well, compared to New York.
Yeah, compared to New York. And New York is ahead of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's look at Washington, right? We're going to look at Washington's schedule. Come on, load up for me. Okay. And we're going to see what Washington has, all right? So they got Vegas, Phoenix, Seattle, Los Angeles, Dallas, Connecticut, Minnesota, Seattle, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, Minnesota. This is tough. They only have one team that's not in the playoffs on their schedule. Well, 2 teams, 3 games total, not in the playoffs. Go ahead.
It's tough, but for some reason, I'm kind of leaning towards. I think that they'll be safe as well. I don't know why, because I feel like teams like, Phoenix is obviously a winnable game. The Sparks is a winnable game. Dallas is a winnable game, or 2 winnable games. And then, obviously they got Atlanta. And then also, I don't know. I mean, Chicago might be a tougher matchup, but they could possibly come out of that with a win. You just never know. But I feel like, the schedule is tough, but I do also feel like they can also get some upsets in this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's tough. Man, they got these bottom seeds that are fighting to save their lives. Got some.
They're making it tough.
They're making it tough. Okay, we're gonna look at Dallas next. Let's look at Dallas and see what they have, because they're number 9.
Mm-hmm.
We know they're gonna play. Hold on, wait a minute. All right. Let me share this screen with you guys. Screen share. Come on. All right. Now, Dallas. They got Connecticut, Chicago, Indiana, Washington, Atlanta, Connecticut, New York, Vegas, and the Sparks. See, that's more favorable to me a little bit, because you got Atlanta on here. You got the Sparks on here. You got Indiana on here.
It's favorable to me, but I don't know if it's going to be enough
to catch
them. To get that AC, because we obviously think that the Sparks is a winnable game, but if the Ogumike sisters are back and healthy, then I don't know. And then they also got Vegas, they got Connecticut I think they have Connecticut a few times. I know they have Washington a few times, and then Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that they can't win these games, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Okay. One more team to look at. We're going to look at the Sparks. Now, this is going to be... Hold on. Let me cancel. Come on now. All right. We're going to look at the Sparks schedule and see if they have what it takes to make a push. Nick and I think they do, if they can get healthy, but we got to see the schedule first. All right, let me share this screen with you, Nick. All right. The Sparks. Okay. So, Indiana, Atlanta, New York, Washington, Connecticut, Indiana, Minnesota, Connecticut, Seattle, Atlanta, and Dallas. See, that's a little, I like that schedule.
It's definitely favorable. It's definitely favorable, but like I said, it's going to be tough though, because I think what are they, 10, 11?
Yeah, they're 10 right now.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to climb past Dallas, which honestly they might be able to get past Dallas, but then you got to try to compete with Washington as well, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't do it, but I think it's gonna be really tough to get that AC because I definitely feel like Washington has a shot at clinching that spot and make the playoffs.
Okay. Whew. It's gonna be a tough stretch. It's gonna be tough down the stretch for some of these WNBA teams. So that's how me and Nick feel about it. We really are looking forward to the second portion of this season before the ladies go overseas and go play for another 6 or 7 months. And, they come back and do the same thing all over again, of course. So Commissioner's Cup, my pick was Seattle. Nick's pick was Connecticut. Summer League, NBA Summer League is going on right now. I didn't have time to get into that because I have to, handle some adult things. We love Summer League. I've been watching it as much as possible. I try to watch every team once. So I haven't seen the Warriors play yet. I want to see the Raptors. They play tonight. There are certain players I want to see play. Nick, is there a certain player you haven't seen play yet that you want to see play?
I think I've just about seen everybody I wanted to see. I mean, from Kuminga to Scotty Barnes to Sharif Cooper, which, by the way, is probably my favorite guy out there in the Summer League right now, Sharif Cooper. Obviously, we had Kate against Jalen the other night. I think Jalen Green's on a mission right now, and I love the energy that he has been playing with. So, yeah, I think I've just about seen just about everybody. Also, shout out to LiAngelo Ball as well. LiAngelo Ball trying to make his comeback in the NBA, or trying to make his NBA run happen. And throughout these first 3 games, he's played phenomenal. So shout out to him.
I think it's going to be hard for him to get on a team, but I think he can get a 2-way contract. I think that's possible.
He can, for him. Definitely.
I think he can. I think the Hornets have a lot of guards. I think they're a guard because you drafted Book Knight, and he's going to be on the team.
True.
Right? And he played well today as well. So
he's also been playing well.
Hopefully, he gets that 2-way contract. Seth Curry, he had to go through the ringer to get to the NBA. His brother was doing great things. Like LiAngelo's 2 brothers are doing great things, and he's going to have to go through it to get to the NBA. But I hope he gets there. He was not ready. People were like, "Oh, he should be in the league." He was not ready a couple of years ago.
I'll admit, he definitely wasn't ready, and you can definitely see the difference throughout these first few games of the Summer League compared to what he was then. I mean, honestly, he's more mature now. He's more, focused and engaged. Like, he's making a lot of plays. Like, I mean, it's not even just scoring. Like, he's making a lot of hustle plays and doing whatever he can to, get the recognition that he deserves. So definitely shout out to him.
Yes, and I'm happy to see his growth as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I am so blessed and fortunate to see his growth as a player. So those are our thoughts, Summer League thoughts, Commissioner's Cup picks, who can make a playoff push, and just a little Summer League thoughts. Now, on Count the Bucket, we will talk about this more in detail. We're going to talk about Kawhi just signed his extension. We'll talk NBA news, of course. Maybe Nick can join us on that day. Ladies First will not be back until September. And then in September, I'm having a special guest. It's going to be a WNBA agent. Shout out to Ethan for setting that up for me. And then Saturday be Count the Bucket. That will be my last Count the Bucket until September. Yes, be my last Count the Bucket until September.
I will take over.
Yeah, you and Michael can take over. You and Michael can have to take over. And Brandon. He loves coming on the show as well. Before we get out of here, I got 2 more sponsors. Patreon.com/unwrapsports. $1 a month, general support. $5 a month, you become a fan. And you get 10% off the Teespring shop, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. All access to Discord chat. $10 a month, VIP. 20% off the Teespring shop. All access to Discord chat. And you get put and running for some signed memorabilia. So check out patreon.com/unwrapsports. Also, teespring.com/stores/unwrapped. Goodness, I say that all the time. We got all kind of gear for you on Unwrapped Sports Network. I got Ladies First gear. I'm not wearing my shirt right now, but I have Ladies First gear. My co-host, Michael, he has Backstop Banter gear for Count the Bucket. We're going to make some Count the Bucket gear once we get some time to do that. So you guys check out teespring.com/store/unwrapped. All right, Nick, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. It's just a quick little show, to talk about the Commissioner's Cup. We're going to be watching tonight. It's on Amazon Prime at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 Pacific. It's played in Phoenix. You guys should check that out. just get the free 30-day trial and cancel it just to watch some WNBA action. Two great teams going at it. I'm telling you now, it's going to be a great game. I have a 2-point game. I think, Nick, what do you have? A 4-point game or a 3-point game?
I have a 3-point game. And let me just say this, by the way. I mean, I know it's not really like a championship type game, but I will say, like, if you're a WNBA fan, a true WNBA fan, whoever takes this win will have a lot of momentum going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Connecticut is number 3 in the standings right now, behind Seattle and Vegas. So they want to make that push. Jonquel Jones, they held it down while she was playing for her country, and she came back with a vengeance, hitting pull-up threes and looking like Kevin Durant out there. And she participated in a 3-point contest. So we appreciate a big woman that can shoot the ball and handle the ball the way that she does. I can't wait. I really cannot wait.
I can't wait either.
For the game tonight, I'm going to get home. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner for the game, though, because I'm just not sure. Probably some fruit. I've been eating a lot of fruit here lately, Nick. I want something fattening, but my stomach is saying no. So usually I'll have like pizza and wings for this occasion, but not today. Perry, thank you so much for joining the show. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Nick.
I forgot I was going to say, to be honest.
So for Amber and for Nick, I will see you guys back on Count the Bucket on Saturday. Ladies first will be on hiatus, and we will be back in September.
Peace.